Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Miniverse Make It Mini Food Diner Series 4, and I happen to get the cherry Jello. I only have gotten the blue Jello from another series and don't have the other Jello cups yet, but let's see what it comes with. So we got our whipped cream. Comes with 3 little whipped creams here. It comes with a big spoon, a big one that would you like stir it with. The ones that come with the popcorn and stuff that I said in the other video. I was like, I don't know why they come with such a big spoon, but maybe it's a serving spoon. And it comes with the red Jello liquid here, which I'm very excited about because the Jello ones are the only ones that somehow they're formulated, unless they changed it. But you pour it in there, it cures, and then it should be squishy after. So we will see. It comes with a little doily and a see-through cake stand or a Jello stand, and then a feast. The piece of resistance is this double-tiered Jello mold. It is very cool. I did get another one. 1 second. All right, I thought it was right here, but I don't know where it is. It's somewhere around here. I have the other Jello mold I was going to show you, but that's right. So basically, it's this one without this tier. So it's something like this with a little smaller top. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. We're going to pour the liquid in, cure it up, basically, put a whipped cream on top, and we're done. So it shouldn't take too long, but I do have a story time as well. So while we do this, I'll tell you a little story time about when I bought this and I found a series 2, a diner series 2, and I was so excited. It had the ramen on the front and I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I was like, did they come back out with these? They re-release these? What's going on? I need to know. So I was looking all around. I couldn't find them. And I found that one. And then I ended up finding this one that I bought here, which I thought, if you watch my unboxing, with the pinhole, the pinholes are incorrect. Well, the pinholes are right, but the diagram that told me what they were was incorrect. That was this was supposed to be baby back ribs, but you know what? It's all right. I wanted to Jello as well. So I'm going to just slowly pour the Jello in. Try to be consistent. It'll create less bubbles. But you know what the best thing with this one is? The bubbles will be very easy to get out of it because we can see all of them. They should all float to the top. And then we can use our trusty lighter trick so that we can pop all the bubbles. But anyways, back to my story. I went to go buy it and I got up to the register, and for some reason I was like, you know what, I don't know, I didn't see any other ones, and I was like, this is weird, but jackpot. I get to the register, I go to buy it, and I scan the first one, this one, and everything's fine. I'm like, awesome. And then I scan the other one, and then I thought I scanned it wrong or something because I've done that before at self checkout. I've misscanned an item and it calls this associate over and it says waiting for associate. And then she's like, it thought you scanned it twice. And I was like, oh, no. So I scanned it and then it said waiting for associate. And I was like, oh, I waited. I was like, what's going to happen? And then she came over and she tried to switch the transaction and it said item recalled. And I was like, what? And she's like, item recall? I'm not sure what's going on. Hold on. And I told her, I said, well, this is an older item from this series, and thought I was lucky to find it, but I didn't know if what was gonna happen. And so she said, no, it says it's recalled. And I said, am I gonna be able to buy it? She said, no. And then I said, darn it. So I almost had a series 2 one, which I was so excited to do and unbox, and then that happened. So she had to take it away because it's an older one with the resin that is not formulated right or something, and it was toxic. I get it, but I was a little bummed. I was like, darn it, what if it was the ramen one? Because I wanted it. I got the Hello Kitty ramen, but I don't want the other ramen. And those ones go for really a lot online, but you know what? You win some, you lose some. Anyways, that was my story about going to buy this. And so I poured it in there and I'm going to keep twirling it around. It is a little lopsided, but it's not pooling over. It's pooling to the edges perfectly. So I'm just trying to be gentle with it. I'm going to look down in there 1 second off camera. Honestly, since I poured it so well, go me, there's not really any bubbles at all. So I'm going to let it sit for a second and then I will put it in my light. It's a lot of resin, so you're going to have to give it maybe like 2-3 minute cure. And if you're putting it in the sunshine, make sure it's really sunny in the area you're curing it because it will take like 15-20 minutes. Okay, so I will be back and we will see this Jello and then we'll put the whipped cream on top of it. Okay, so I cured that up and the verdict, I think we'll see. I'm tapping on it and it sounds hard, so I think they had to change the formula. Darn it. But you know why? Because the blue one was in a different thing. So the Jello cups must not be jelly either. Let's unmold this to see the real verdict. Look at that. Flip it inside out, and then you carefully move it around like this, just so you don't break it or pull it out too much. Okay, sorry. That is a big middle. I didn't know it was that big. So I guess we're gonna, and you know what? For some reason in my head, it looks nice, but I didn't know it was gonna be that big. But also I forgot that was in the middle there. And for some reason in my head, I thought it was gonna be flat too. And so, but I guess when we put the whipped cream on top, okay, let's see. And yeah, no, it's not Jello at all. That's so weird. They must have had to change the formula because it must have been toxic to make it squishy, or it must have been not. You know what? I bet you if it's not hard like this, kids were probably ripping it apart and eating it. But for some reason, I mean, they have the from scratch series, and that's different, but it's not resin, so technicalities, I'm sure. Anyways, back to the project. So we got our Jello here, our hard Jello. I love to make jokes. Okay, and it wants us to put a whipped cream on top, and that actually fits perfectly in the groove. Like, not really perfectly, but it seems like it fits perfectly. So what I'm gonna do is attach this on, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit of clear resin. So I always have something on the side over here. So I have this resin that's like water. Actually, I think I have this jug because I used it for something else. Let me just open that up, and I'm going to just use my toothpick. Okay, just use my toothpick a little bit and just dab it in, and I would just, that's even too much. I need just the tiniest bit. And I think it'll be easier to do this. Put the gel like that, and I'm gonna just dab in a tiny bit more, and I'm gonna put it around the edge here. And we'll see, we may have to add a dab more after. And to make it a little more uniform, I like to sometimes, sorry, come on, focus. All right, I like to cut these little knobs off just so it looks better. And yes, I have it on my hand. I will wash my hand in just a second. I always have rubbing alcohol next to me, so I'm not too scared. I know it's not good to be touching, but okay. 1 second. Okay, I wipe my hands off. Let me get my tweezers. Whoop. If it's not a Josh video, if I'm not throwing it around. No. I'm trying to get this where I want it. Like I said, it's gonna be hiccups. All right, I think that's actually going to be it's going to be as perfect as I can get it. Okay, so we use our tack welder. Call it tack welder. Actually, I use our light to do a tack weld, I think is the term. All right, so it's on there. It's not moving. But what I'm going to do, just for sanity, because I know what I've done before, grab a tiny bit more clear, and I'm going to go around. Hold on, too much. I'm going to go around here and just dab it in there, dab it in the grooves. You see, like, it's not, there we go, that's gonna hold it more in place. And I did get some on, you know what, I'm gonna just blob it on here. It did not hold it where I wanted it to. I'm sorry if this last clip is weird, because my phone is auto focusing in a place that I didn't want it to, and then I moved it over. So okay, that's pretty good, and actually it creates the illusion that it is a top of the Jello. And the good thing about the hole, I'll show you after. Before, you know what, it's fine, it's a little tiny bit glossy. Hold it down and use my nail just to get some of it off. And I'm going to put this in the light to give it a full cure. But what we're going to do after, you're going to flip it upside down, and you can put your light right through here, and it will shine there so that it will stay nice and secure. So this was the Jello. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It's pretty easy. I hope you liked my story. I enjoyed telling it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps, and I appreciate it.